news, everyone?
My cousin's son. I just chase him around the house. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's so much fun. You know, those young kids in the family. Don't get to see them quite often. Yeah, but when they're young, they you know, they absorb a lot of that, you know, any of that time with people and stuff. They enjoy that stuff. All right, let's go ahead and get into this first one. Just kind of break some ice here, you know. All right. So there is these games called Subnautica. If you guys have never seen them, they're pretty awesome games. But they are, you know, survival open world kind of games, but they take place in the ocean, but an ocean on a different planet. So there was a original Subnautica game, and then there was like an expansion, but it kind of became its own thing. And that one was called like Below Zero, and that one was like ice in water or something. I don't know. It was kind of a different one. I had kind of heard mixed reviews about it, but it looks like we are going to be getting another new Subnautica game in 2025. The original Subnautica game, fantastic. I've never finished it. I do plan to play it. I would like to play some of it on stream. We'll see. But it is one of those ones that is, I have such a fear of open water. It triggers that fear so hard. It is crazy. Underwater survival series Subnautica is set to see a new game come out during the first half of 2025. That's according to Krafton, the company behind Battle Royale PUBG and owner of Subnautica, after buying developer Unknown Worlds Entertainment in 2021. Yeah, so I know that they had a expansion already, but I just didn't hear that it did super well. I think maybe it was a little bit confined because maybe it was just an expansion. Reported that lists the next Subnautica targeting 1H25, which means the first half of 2025. And that's all we know, but it's good to see Subnautica still alive, deep within the bowels of Unknown Worlds. So I'm pretty excited about that. Exhausted, but getting through. Hey, I definitely feel that, especially after having a couple days off and then coming back to it, back to work and stuff. It's always a little bit of a transition. More Subnautica is a good thing. 3 hours of sleep, bro. Why? Is there any reason? Yeah, so I think it was Saturday. No, it actually started a little bit on Friday. Friday I was getting a little bit of a headache, and then Saturday I felt like I was okay, and then I ended up getting like this crazy migraine Saturday night that just ended up putting me down for most of Saturday. And then Sunday I was pretty good, and then later on Sunday I was like getting a little bit of a headache again, and then yesterday was okay, but it was a little bit there. And then today I was just getting a little bit of a headache this morning, and then a little bit after work. I have not been able to get rid of this thing. It has been a couple of days. But that's usually, migraines will usually hang around for a few days, but this is definitely getting a little too long. Boosh to the airport at 2:30. Got home at 5. Worked at 9:30. Jesus, man. Where the Boosh going off to? Where he flying to? Tim Burton doesn't want any Nightmare Before Christmas sequels or reboots. I thought this was just kind of interesting, as there's, you know, so many sequels and reboots coming out over the next couple of years. I thought this was something, you know, maybe put in here a little bit for Ron and Ron only. Nightmare Before Christmas creator Tim Burton doesn't want there to be any sequels. During an interview with Empire Magazine, the filmmaker revealed he doesn't want to see any more Nightmare Before Christmas movies. To me, the movie is very important. I've done sequels, I've done other things, I've done reboots, I've done all that shit, right? I don't want that to happen to this. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So he must own the rights somehow. And then so he must, yeah, it's very weird. I feel like that old guy who owns a little piece of property and won't sell to the big power plant that wants to take my land. Get off my land, you pesky little, you ain't getting this property. I don't care what you want to build on it. You come on my property, where's my shotgun? Oh my God. Bro is getting intense with some of these some of these quotes. Holy hell. Oh man, a hit with his headache. I might. Shut up about the damn reboots. Yeah. Well, I mean, I Tim Burton, man, he's all about not doing more reboots or sequels and stuff, man. Did Ron write this? He might have. So old Manny. Well, Tim Burton is kind of an old guy, although he always kind of, you know, put himself in this, you know, look of like not trying to be very like old or anything like that. But bro is definitely kind of an old man. Or dorky? Damn, bro. How dare you say things like that about T. Burton? You can't be saying stuff like that about T, as we call him, you know, all of us who are friends with him, you know. TB. And well, actually, I take it back, bro. I found a picture of him. Yeah, it's looking pretty fucking dorky. Ooh, my man TB looking a little bit hoo-ha. Hey, bruh. I don't know if the look is working anymore, my friend. Well, listen. Adopted Johnny Depp. I don't think they ever got married, right? They were just like they did like domestic partnerships, and I don't think they're together anymore either, which is crazy. But they should have adopted Johnny Depp. That's the dorkiest look you could have pulled up, bro. It was I just searched for Tim Burton, man. The internet handed it to me. I don't think they ever did, man. I don't think they ever got married. But yeah, she was always in his films, and her and Johnny Depp. They were always kind of in those films, one of the two at least, and in Sweeney Todd, both of them. So really grabbed everybody there. All right. This next one is kind of a follow-up. Ooh, Ron, if you have 5 minutes. I'm gonna run through this next article, and I promise the article after this one is pretty sick, dude. If you got 5, I just ask. So this article is kind of a follow-up to an article. There are a couple of things that were happening last week or the week before, where Sam Altman was forced out of a CEO position for OpenAI, who makes ChatGPT. He then was hired on by Microsoft, and then it just seemed like a whole bunch of things. But apparently he's going to be returning as the CEO of OpenAI now in a what IGN is calling a dramatic reversal. OpenAI's Sam Altman will not be leading Microsoft's AI development efforts after all, and will instead be reinstated as CEO of the company he co-founded following a dramatic board-led firing late last week. The move is the latest twist in a series of fast-paced and often unexplained developments, which kicked off on Friday, November 17th, with Altman removal as CEO on OpenAI's board. The reasoning behind the CEO's removal was nebulous, to say the least, with the board stating that a lack of consistently candid communications from Altman had prevented it from exercising its responsibilities, and that as a result, it no longer had confidence in his ability to continue leading OpenAI. So I don't know. Pretty interesting stuff. It doesn't seem like there's much of, as they said, very little communication on why this stuff, unexplained developments. So I thought this was pretty wild as just a little bit of a follow-up. HAL 2000 changed its mind, bro. You so right. Or maybe it's just an android that looks like Altman. He said, nah, bitch, I founded this shit. All right. So this next one is really, really, really cool. I wanted to show this off. So there is a Zelda fan film that reimagines Ocarina of Time as a Studio Ghibli movie. There is a little bit of I think the whole film or something, but I just have this up as just the headline, but I do have the actual a little bit of a, this is 18 minutes 22 seconds, obviously not watching all of it, but I figure we'll go ahead and check a little bit of this out. But I wanted to show you guys this because it's legitimately pretty great.
World of Zelda Ocarina of Time and the visuals of Studio Ghibli together. I will show you 4 different environments I created in Unreal Engine.
But yeah, I figure we'll take a look and see.
Third-person perspective.
Unreal Engine 5.
On my full-time job, I worked for more than 600 hours in just 4 months and created more than 30 different characters just for this video. Let's get started.
Yeah, so the work that this guy has done on this is crazy. I definitely remember looking at it a couple of times, and there's some moments that are really good, and then there's some that are a little bit less. They definitely look a little more video gamey, but all in all, I'm actually very surprised at how well it all kind of came together, whatever he's doing. And so yeah, this is, I feel like it's more of a demo of what could be, you know, done. And I think people were like, hey, why don't we do this instead of a live action one, you know? Hard to match the style, but it looks good, right? I agree, man. Looks quality, actually. Yeah, it's quite good. I mean, especially because I think it's being rendered through a engine that he said Unreal Engine 5, so it's a video game engine, and then from there he's doing some work over the top, which is impressive, which is what I assume he does to make everything look so good then. Wow. Oh wow, this angle is straight from the game. That was pretty awesome. I just kind of was skimming through some of it earlier. Well, the other day when I found it, I should say. Yeah, some of these angles and the cuts and everything, they really do. They have that feel though. Yeah, like stuff like that pan around, that close face and then the pan around. Oh, so good. Yeah. So all right, I don't want to go too far on this. I feel like it's, you know, it's really good, but I want you guys to, if you would like to check out more, check out the, I think, did they have the actual link for the, if you can find the person's, I don't know if the person has an actual YouTube where he posted this. I'm gonna look real quick. You have found the channel? Will you drop the, do you have the link for the, the actual video? If you'll drop it in the chat, I would be very happy. If not, I was gonna also try and find it. It's on YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate that. I wanted to drop it into the chat. That way, if anybody wants to grab this up and take a look, I think it's worth checking it out on his channel. I pulled it from IGN just because that's where I found it. But I think it's better to go to his channel. Make sure that you kind of give him the support and everything. And it's very cool. 18 minutes. I think he goes into, I think it's, oh, nice. We've both found it. Although yours is, yeah, yours is the same but different, a different link for some reason. Whatever, doesn't matter. So I think the first little bit is all of the short thing, and then I think he actually shows off some of the game engine running, like his all of his stuff or whatever. I think that's it's like a little further back here. He actually like almost like plays the game. I know it's not a game, I mean it's environments that he's created, but he actually runs around in them and does all that stuff. It's pretty awesome. It's worth checking out. You should definitely go. Supporting good artists like this is always a great time. All right, yeah, super cool. All right, this next one is about Squid Game The Challenge. This is what is the word I'm thinking of? Makes me want that show, right? Reality competition, I guess, is kind of what I'm thinking of. That's what this Squid Game The Challenge is. Which I did start watching yesterday. We watched 3 episodes, I think, yesterday of this, because I kind of knew I was gonna try and get in and see, because I figured it was gonna be dramatic and ridiculous, and surprise, it is. It's very over the top. There's definitely feels like there's some not necessarily like tampering with any of the stuff, just some highlighting of people who are very intense. So but it's been a good time, actually. It's very ridiculous. Yo, Ron, thank you so much for coming by, man. Thank you again so much for the biddies. Have a great day, man. I will see you soon. Love you, man. Peace. Yeah, so so knowing that, I've already gone into it, but this came up the other day. Apparently, there are some participants that are threatening to sue over injuries. I was pretty interested because I haven't gotten through whatever episodes they have. I think they're dropping them every Wednesday right now. So I don't know exactly if how much. I have not seen everything too, I should say. Participants of Netflix's Squid Games: The Challenge reality show are threatening to sue over show's production company Studio Lambert over injuries suffered during the competition. Wouldn't they sign for something like this? Oh, to protect them against liability? So, as reported by THR, the British personal injury firm Express solicitor shared the news of the potential lawsuit that would aim to compensate those who allegedly had a rough time during the filming of Squid Games: The Challenge back in January of 2023. We have sent letters of claim on behalf of the contestants injured on the show. From what we've been told, they pushed the boundaries of safety in the name of entertainment. Production companies need to ensure the health and safety standards on their shows don't leave people at risk of harm. So there is, I think they're saying that based off of the show was kind of pushing them to into, you know, issues and risks of harm and stuff like that. Which would not fall under, I think, like a normal whatever it is I was saying. God. Yeah, which is pretty crazy though. The firm added that these participants suffered injuries such as hypothermia and nerve damage as a result of poor health and safety standards on set. I think there is probably some kind of like baseline health and safety that you probably have to maintain, I assume, right? Yeah, like a contract that would make them no longer liable would be for something that was like outside of the normal of safety, right? So if they were playing like a game and some kind of crazy accident happened, they would not be, you know, liable. But I think like normal negligence is kind of a different thing. Anonymous participants previously spoke to The Sun about their time on the show, and they shared that the first episode Red Light Green Light game took hours to film during freezing winter conditions that saw temperatures drop to 27 degrees. Oh my god. It was like a war zone, a participant of the show said. People were getting carried out by medics, but we couldn't say anything. If you talk, then you're out. Yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah, so over here, IGN's kind of mentioning how they reviewed it or whatever, and they said it is a shallow and at times gross reality show that somehow still manages to be entertaining. I feel like that's pretty good at summing it up. It is definitely a little bit gross at times. There's been a couple of really weirdly gross things, and yeah, definitely very shallow, but still somewhat entertaining, at least from what we've seen. Doesn't sound good. Well, listen, man, I like competition shows, competition reality stuff, like Survivor and stuff, but well, I shouldn't say like Survivor. It's mostly just Survivor. And so I was kind of interested to see what this was going to have. I think it's fine. It's not anything great. This is not going to be the one that changes people's mind on if you like that kind of stuff or not. It's definitely garbage TV. I'll tell you that for sure. I'll save you all right now. It's garbage TV. I still for whatever reason, like it, even if it's just because like it makes me do this, like, oh my god. You know, I'll take it. A flavor of garbage TV. Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of why I don't judge people about a lot of that stuff, because everybody has like their thing that they like that is definitely in the flavor of garbage. So Cult of the Lamb is getting a significant free update in 2024, which is going to be called Sins of the Flesh. People have been getting a little bit I've seen some things about the name that have been making people feel a little bit a little weird. Man, I don't know if weird is the word. Cult of the Lamb developer Massive Monster has announced a significant free content update coming to the game in 2024. Sins of the Flesh is due out very early and includes new features and stories, Massive Monster said in a post. We have been working extremely hard on this update, and there's so much more content coming to the game. Sounds on brand. So apparently there's been some like joking, and this happened before this, which did sound on brand, that they had tweeted out something about getting a certain amount of likes or something on like a post that they would release the sex update. And so people were like, oh no, they really are doing it. They're releasing the sex update. The game is obviously, I think it's probably rated T. Okay, so hold on. Let me take this back a little bit. Back to the sex update thing. That's not what this is going to be. At least not really. And if it is, it'll be very jokey in the same brand. So people were kind of like conflating two things together, obviously. But so I did see something else with like one of the people who worked on the game, and is like, listen, the game is like what, T for teen or something like that. It's like not a mature rated game. They're like, it's obviously not, we're not going to change the rating of this title based off of some DLC, you know, or new content coming. So like, it's not gonna be like that. It's not gonna be risque or whatever people are thinking it might be, but they haven't like discussed what it's gonna be. They haven't even discussed if that's gonna be like a, you know, like if that'll be a thing in the update. It just says Sins of the Flesh. So I don't know. They, like I said, they haven't said much, but they did do an update to the game like a couple months back now, probably like 6-8 months ago, something like that. I definitely want to check out. I haven't checked any of that out. I loved the game. I beat it all the way through. I thought it was a really fun one. One of those really good like village management, and then also kind of roguelikes. Yeah, that's a whole thing then. Yeah, it's just funny. Cult of the Lamb has such a weird kind of brand, but they're definitely always on it. They're always on brand. But so yeah, I never got to check out any of the DLC stuff. I did want to check it out at some point, and I'd be interested to definitely check out whatever their new stuff is. Finish off my coffee real quick. Ubisoft insists that Assassin's Creed in-game Black Friday ads were a technical error. So apparently some Assassin's Creed players were encountering in-game advertisement for Ubisoft's Black Friday sales while playing older Assassin's Creed games earlier this week, but Ubisoft claims it was not intentional. Sure, it wasn't. Listen, we have a video. We'll check it out. That was the whole reason I saw the video, and that was the whole reason why I was like, ooh, yeah, I gotta put this in. So let's pull this up real quick. It's gonna be garbage quality, because that's just what I get out of this. But so person's playing, you know, normal stuff, of course. Just a nice little ad there as they're going into the menu. It looked like nothing crazy, of course. Take advantage of 20% off on the latest game in the series. It reads, giving the player the option to either close the advert or buy now, which presumably opens a link to the console's store. Yeah, totally not intentional. That's totally a bug. This was a accident. Ubisoft has denied that this was intentional ploy to sell copies of Assassin's Creed Mirage, however, saying instead users were served those ads accidentally as the result of a technical error. We've been made aware that some players encountered pop-up ads while playing certain Assassin's Creed titles yesterday. This was the result of a technical error that we addressed as soon as we learned of the issue. Wow, of course. Hopefully they didn't make any money on those. But yeah, I thought that's pretty sleazy. Maybe it was an accident. I don't know. I always jump to the conclusion of like, nah, like that company obviously just wants to make money, but like maybe it was an accident. I don't understand how that happens as an accident. How like out of nowhere, like, oh no, we accidentally programmed ads into the game. That means at some point you were probably coding ads into a game already. So, like, yeah, maybe you didn't mean to have them go live right then, but you plan to have them go live at some point, right? Yeah, so great. We're gonna have ads in our games for new games. Nothing says yeah. Nothing says keep on playing this game like an ad for a new game. It's a strange one, that's for sure. But like I said, it feels like that had to be kind of locked and loaded for something else if it wasn't for that. And like I said, maybe it was, and maybe it was not an accident, but they had it locked and loaded. Like it worked exactly like it was supposed to. All right, so I think this topic should kind of encapsulate a lot of the issues that have been apparently going on with the Scream series. I'm not exactly sure, so we're gonna kind of go through it, but apparently Scream has been having some issues. Scream 7 reportedly eyeing Neve Campbell return after the recent upheaval. I haven't followed a Scream film in a long time. I know Neve Campbell Neve Campbell, I think it's Neve Campbell, was in some of the original ones, maybe the original one and on, I don't know, but I think she's been out for a little bit, or I think that's what's happening. But I think they're trying to maybe bring her back because of some of the issues that have been going on. All right, let's kind of get into this here. According to Variety, the filmmakers are weighing options following the high-profile exit of Scream 6 lead Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barea. I think from maybe the article will say, but I think Jenna Ortega voluntarily left, and Melissa Barea I think was let go from the film. Over the past few days, Scream fans have watched in horror as Scream 7 collapsed before their eyes. Melissa Barea was ousted from Scream sequel by Spyglass following a social media post about the ongoing conflict in Gaza. Shortly after, Jenna Ortega dropped out of the sequel too, although it's reported that her involvement had been up in the air for some time. So, some interesting things. Both Ortega and Barea had only signed 2-picture deals, and that was fulfilled by starring their roles in 5 and 6. Now it looks as though the plan is to return to previous leads to carry the franchise forward, and that starts with Neve Campbell. So I just thought this was pretty interesting, as apparently I didn't know that we were on Scream 7. Last I remember there was 4, and apparently there's now 6, and they're working on 7. But that they've had some issues with some of their with people, or people getting let go, or people exiting, or whatever. But it does not sound good. I think kind of going back to the well of like, well, we're gonna get people who have previously played these roles, I think it's such a bad idea. Didn't know there was 7 either, right? Pretty recently, kind of similar to this situation, Marvel's kind of has a similar issue where, well, not a similar issue, they've had an issue where they're not sure what they want to do because of some of the issues of their newest movies and shows and stuff not doing that well. And they had kind of said, like, there was reports at least of they were going to bring back some of the original Marvel stars and stuff, and I don't think that's a good idea. Like, if you've moved on from those characters, you should just move on. But then I had seen something today about, I think it was Chris Evans said something like he had not even heard, nobody had been talking to him or anything, so that it wasn't even specifically actually a thing right now. Like there's just reports out there about it. So there is definitely a take reports is with a grain of salt, but yeah, I feel like anytime you're so desperate you got to go back to something like that, it's a bad idea. Yeah, both Scream 7 apparently, and Marvel, kind of a mess right now. Although I do have another thing in here about one of the upcoming Avengers films. Got a new writer, and I'm pretty excited about it. All right, sorry, I had to lube up the lips here. So everybody knows that Destiny has been absolutely killing it with their community lately. Yeah. Sorry, that is some total sarcasm. They've actually been not been doing too good with their community lately. But they have revealed that their newest DLC, The Final Shape, is going to be officially delayed until June 2024, which I got no problem with. Big part of why their community is not doing super great is because they've been rushing out a lot of these expansions without ever really making them worth what they what they're charging and everything. It's been a lot of samesies. From what I understood, and so I think sounds like a good idea. Following rumors and reports that the expansion was being delayed, Bungie has officially revealed that The Final Shape is being pushed back to June 4th, 2024. In a blog post, Bungie confirms that it's delaying the expansion, stating it needs more time to become exactly what Bungie wants it to. The Final Shape is the culmination of the first 10 years of Destiny storytelling, and for Guardians everywhere, countless hours spent together. We want to honor that journey, so we're taking the time we need to deliver an even bigger, bolder vision, one that we hope will be remembered and treasured for years to come. They're definitely realizing they can't just be pumping shit out. Which is good. So hopefully this is kind of the this will be the start of something great for Destiny players. I don't know if there's anything in between this one and something else, I know Destiny kind of thrives on having like content to work on, so I wonder if they kind of will have anything. So yeah, interesting. Also, guys, if you guys didn't know, the Video Game Awards are coming up. I'm going to talk about this, and then I got a little. We'll talk about a little something after this. Jeff Keighley confirms the Game Awards will be moving away from the world premiere label and beefing up security. Our usual Destiny chatters tonight, I don't think. Yeah, well, listen, I'm okay with that. This news is for everybody. Jeff Keighley has informed or has shared some new information and changes coming to the Video Game Award this year, including stepping back from the world premiere label, weighing in on the discourse surrounding Dave the Diver being nominated as an indie game. Interesting. I'd like to hear about that. I didn't know about that. And beefing up security to avoid future stage crashers. In a stream from yesterday's video game Q&A session, Keighley answered one viewer's question about how many world premieres would appear at the show this year. He did not disclose he is not sure of a firm number and said it would be around the same, but then segued to discuss what constitute a world premiere. Actually, you'll see this year we often put up those cards. World premiere. We're kind of moving away from that just because everything's kind of, is it a first look? Is it an announcement? So we just treat it all as great game content. Okay. Seems very weird. Asked about extra secure measures, Keighley confirmed he confirmed they were, but avoiding going into specifics. Yeah, we don't want to talk about that stuff too publicly just because it's security. So two big things, about the world premiere stuff, which is just whatever. They're like, well, we don't want to title it world premiere. I think that's kind of a weird one, but the security is definitely needed. Definitely need that security. Yeah, I agree. With as many like big high profile game people, but then also like actual celebrities and stuff that are not tied to gaming and everything, you gotta have that security. That's pretty bad if you don't. The recent controversy regarding Dave the Diver's nomination for Best Indie Game explaining that the Game Awards defer to their jury to determine what constitutes an independent game or not, adding that independent can mean different things to different people, and it's sort of a broad term. So yeah, Dave the Diver. That game is made by a group named Mint Rocket. It is a smaller group, or is a smaller game from a smaller group, but it's part of Nexon. They're employees of Nexon, which is a very large publisher. So I think it's a fair debate and discussion. Is that game truly independent or is it not? You can argue it either way. It's independent in spirit in that it's a small game with, I don't know what the budget is, relatively small budget, but it's from a larger entity. Whereas there are other games on that list from much smaller studios. Interesting. I did not know that. I think it was last week I went through and did all my voting for the Video Game Awards. I may have given Dave the Diver Best Independent Game. But this is before I knew all this stuff. Now I feel like a schmuck. No, I still think that game is probably worthy of it. I didn't know that there was such hot debate about it. That's really my bad, That's on me. I was also pressured from Cyclo. You know, I feel like he pressured me into it. So if they win, it's because I voted for them, and it's Cyclo's fault. If you're upset about it, if you're not, but it's whatever. Game is good. I don't care who made it. That's not just normal pressure. That's right. Yeah. I legitimately don't care. You know, I think I ended up voting for Dredge for something else. So as long as Dredge wins something, I don't care if Dave the Diver wins independent. You know, I don't feel like it's, to me, I just want them to be recognized for being good games, no matter where it's at. I don't really care. But yeah, that Cyclo pressure can be intense. Like when Hades 2 came up for most anticipated game, I felt like my life was on the line. Every one of those indie games should win that category. Yeah, that's true, man. They should have a couple of more indie indie categories. Like there was another choice. That's actually true. I didn't feel like there was much of a choice for those most anticipated games. There wasn't much in there that I was like really anticipating. There was the one Star Wars game that looked interesting, but I wasn't really anticipating it. I'm just excited. Not that I play Hades or, you know, plan to really play Hades 2, but I really enjoy watching it. So I'm excited to see some people play it. So it's very anticipated in that sense for me. But yeah, so I kind of wanted to talk about the Video Game Awards because, you know, we just talked about it. That is going to be next Thursday. So not a week from, that is a week from this Thursday. It is going to be on the 7th. Actually, Vash and I are going to be doing a co-watch stream of that. If you guys want to, make sure you go over and it's going to be over on The Wolf and the Kid. Here's a little clip of us.
Fine. Having like 2 hours to get home. Fuck. Oh, damn it. God, man. This long ass walk. Oh, no. 10 minutes. God damn it. Damn, she's still working, though.
Yeah, bro. Of course she is.
Damn
Man. Yeah, of course she is. I was like, oh, Dave, he's still out there, huh?
Never learn.
Hey, it's okay. So yeah, it's gonna be over on The Wolf and the Kid. We're gonna be doing, it's just gonna be a watch party and you know, hanging out, checking out, you know, game announcements, game awards, having a good time, you know. And we would be so happy if you could come and join us. That'll be next week, December 7th. Just double carded to type all that. Sorry, random people I was hunting with. Hey, it was worth it. Also, F those randos, man. Come on, man. I was also talking to Vash after we raided over to that stream the other day, Cyclo. I was talking about how man, they were giving you a hard time over there, man. Am I buying it? Oh, I still haven't tried it from Game Pass. I need to... Xbox app, isn't it? Let me pull this back up. Then I hunt with randos. I know, but randos suck, man. Install update. Get out of here. Wild. Oh, you know why I didn't? I remember now. Because it's an EA game. And I think you have to play it through EA Play. And I fucking hate that they do that. Oh, I fucking hate EA. All right, I'll leave this open and maybe I'll try and install it here in just a little while. It's technically not EA, but I think you have to play it through EA Play or whatever their stupid fucking thing is, man. I'm pretty sure I have to. To play it on PC at least. But yeah, fuck EA. I agree. All right, so I was kind of talking about this just a little bit ago. So Avengers: The Kang Dynasty is going to be written by the Loki creator, but there's the approach reportedly remains in flux. Sorry. So a lot of the Marvel films are all kind of leading to the next Avengers, movie, which is supposed to be this Kang Dynasty movie, which nobody knows what the hell's going on with. It's been kind of up in the air and all kinds of crazy shit at this point. But they have gotten a writer. Deadline reports that Loki season 1 writer Michael Waldron will pen the new film, seemingly taking over for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium scribe Jeff Loveness, who was previously tipped to write the film. IGN has confirmed with a source close to the production that Waldron will write both Avengers: The Kang Dynasty and Avengers: Secret Wars. The reason why I was kind of excited is I think, I don't know if he was just a writer on season 1. That would change my opinion a little bit. But Loki has been a really good series. Season 1 was really good. I still enjoyed season 1, and season 2 I thought was really good as well. So it makes me very much like, okay, like this guy can do some things. I think he could be a pretty good writer. I know nothing on this one. Yeah, that's okay. So I was kind of looking. So he was an assistant writer on Community. He did some writing for Rick and Morty, Loki. He was also a writer on the newer Doctor Strange movie. And that's not one you want to have on your resume. I think people just don't like that film that much. I thought it was fine, but I feel like I don't know. Well, I guess maybe people don't like that one much because of the Sam Raimi stuff. Raimi has a very specific style, so I think people don't like that as much. Yeah, so he's got some credit here. We will see. I guess my point being that I think he could be a really good writer, and this could be a good start for them, for Marvel, and for this specifically. But we will see. Just a couple real quick. A couple of these are pretty interesting. So Bethesda has been responding to negative reviews on Starfield on Steam. I thought this was pretty funny, just because they're actually going in and responding to bad reviews, which is mind-blowingly sad, embarrassing, stupid, childish. So this is kind of the initial negative review, which then I saw their Bethesda customer support replying to, saying, "Greetings, thank you for taking the time to leave a review for Starfield. We are sorry that you do not like landing on different planets and are finding many of them empty. Some of Starfield's planets are meant to be empty by design, and that's not boring. When the astronauts went to the moon, there was nothing there. They certainly weren't bored. The intention of Starfield's exploration is to invoke a feeling of smallness in players and make you feel overwhelmed. you can continue to explore and find worlds that do have resources you need or hidden outposts to look through. To reveal feedback, never stop exploring Bethesda customer support, sorry. Yeah. That is so embarrassing. 4 years of development. Imagine working on something you know is boring for 4 years. Yeah. And I just, oh my god, how embarrassing is this as like a whatever. So there's another oh, this review is smaller, so I'll read the review as well. The game is as generic as it gets and the gameplay gets boring. I wish there was a reason to even bother exploring planets and building outposts. Everything is fun until you do it once, and then it's all repetitive, soulless chores. Thank you for taking the time. You can fly, you can shoot, you can mine, you can loot. Starfield is an RPG with hundreds of hours of quests to complete and characters to meet. Most quests will also vary on your character's skills and decisions, massively changing the outcome of your playthrough. Try creating different characters with backgrounds and characteristics that clash or are opposites of your previous character. You will feel like you're playing a totally different game. Put points in different skills from a character you've previously created, and you are now faced with completely different decisions to make and are difficulties to encounter. There are so many layers to Starfield that you will find things you never knew were possible, even after playing for hundreds of hours. Even after completing the main story, your adventure doesn't end. You can continue on to New Game Plus to keep exploring Starfield and all that is out there. Oh my god, and they just keep going. Oh my god, I didn't realize there were so many. I'm not going to read any more of these. I just cannot. Oh my god, I can't believe that they were doing this. Like I said, this is insanely embarrassing. Oh, you got bored? If you tried playing the game again, listen. Have you tried buying it again? Because that'd be great. Try it in a zoo, but with some stew. Have you tried using the controller with your feet? Now that sounds like a fun challenge. Oh my god. Yeah, so obviously they apparently know the game is boring, and then they have customer support then reaching out to people who left bad reviews of the game, and what is absolutely a embarrassment. Their opinion is wrong too. Yep. Oh, you didn't like our game? Well, it's because you don't know good games. It's because you're boring. It's because you're stupid. You know how many things you can do in this game? It's so many that I can't even list them all right now, and your little brain couldn't even handle it. I just thought, oh my god. And so if you want to read any more, the links are always, they're in the Discord. So make sure you go check it out if you want to check out more of this story and more of the things. Oh my god, I just can't believe it. That is so ridiculous. So I think I talked about this a little while ago about this game, Silent Hill Ascension. Well, I don't think it's a game, right? I think this is the one that's it's like it's a choose your own adventure project, but it's group based, so it's, you know, live streamed and stuff like that. Sorry, I lubed up the lips a little too much, getting a little extra chapstick on the lips. Apparently people have been making some accusations of that some of the dialogue or the story is written by AI, and apparently the developer is insisting it was written by real people, which is even worse, because at this point I would almost be like, people are like, this story sucks and it's so terrible, it must be written by AI, and they're like, no guys, this was written by real people, and they're like, ooh, that doesn't help this, man. Then maybe you guys shouldn't write stuff. Okay, so the group-based choose your own adventure project, which lets some viewers appear as characters, cameos, officially came under fire for its microtransactions. The notion that users can win by paying is generally false. That was by CEO Jacob Novak. But more recently, a series of tweets from a user showing off the dialogue went viral for highlighting some odd lines as if they were as well as their odd delivery. Written by the top minds we could find on Craigslist. That's what it feels like, right? Oh no, my impressions of Bethesda. Well, listen, I think the impressions were spot on. So let's I didn't want to click into this. I will though, whatever. Okay, so let's have a listen.
Wait! Don't shoot! Please! What are you doing out here? You could have been killed. I'm just foraging for wild berries. I swear. I stumbled on a great patch of rowan berries over here. Have you seen anything unusual out here? Now that you mention it, I have seen some strange things out in these woods. You? I've been rooting for berries and other things for several seasons.
Huh?
I like to make jams. I sell them in town. Bring you some. Maybe you and your family would like that. You should keep moving. You're on my property.
If this isn't written by an AI, I don't know what is.
All right, buddy. You're getting a little too into it over there. But yeah, I mean, this seems. They run into a Stardew NPC, right? I like to make jams. Oh my God! So yeah, apparently people have been definitely calling some shenanigans here, but they've said no. It's not AI. It's totally written by people, guys. Don't even think about it. Hey, TB, what's happening? Welcome on in. How are you doing? So yeah, I just love shitting on this because I feel like this is such a it's such a decent idea that was executed in the worst effing way with the most greedy mindsets that had no real reason to do it. I think doing like a large choose your own adventure kind of thing where there was no pay to win, the story was actually pretty good, you know, kind of there could be some really good things for it, but this whole way that they've done it is horrible. Yeah, they kind of, yeah, like I said, pay to win stuff, paying for stuff like that is just it's always going to be a bad look. So and lastly, Fallout TV series is giving our first set of images along with some story details. So I kind of wanted to go through some of the pictures. That's kind of the stuff that's been going around, but I also wanted to go over the official summary. Based off of one of the greatest video game series of all time, Fallout is the story of have and have-nots in a world in which there's almost nothing left to have. 200 years after the apocalypse, the gentle denizens of luxury Fallout shelters are forced to return to the irradiated hellscape their ancestors left behind, and they are shocked to discover an incredible, complex, gleeful, weird, and highly violent universe waiting for them. School has been super sucky recently. Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. Any reason why? Or is it just school? Because school can be sucky. That is very, very true. Let's take a look at some of these pictures, though. I thought people have been saying that this looks pretty good and that they're actually pretty excited just from initial responses. They are a little more excited, you know, highly anticipating. Whew. So this is one of like the power armors, I think, and a character. I don't know if people know these people. I saw people saying that they really enjoyed the suit that they went for was based off of Fallout 4, and they were like, yeah, that's one of the better ones. Ella Purnell. She looks really familiar. I want to look up who she is real quick. Sorry, oops, my cursor was getting stuck. What is she in? She's in Maleficent. I've seen that. I don't know if I would remember her in that. She's in Kick-Ass 2. Oh, she's also in Army of the Dead. That was a Netflix show from Zack Snyder. It was like a zombie bank heist thing. I don't know what I remember her from though. But she's in a couple of things I think I've seen, but not that ones that I specifically remember. Interesting. Okay, sorry. Idiots that have decided to pick a fight with me. They do sound like idiots. That's absolutely ridiculous. I am really sorry to hear that, T. Hopefully they all get over themselves and stop acting like effing children. Sorry, let's keep on going on here. First glimpse of Brotherhood of Steel's Vertibirds. I remember Brotherhood of Steel a little bit in Fallout 4, the little bit that I played. I think I didn't side with them because I was like, they seem like weirdos. Oh yeah, power armors and everything. Like I said, people have just kind of been saying like, yeah, everything kind of looks pretty good. Oh yeah, this was one of the Walter Goggins. They were like saying that he's dressed as a ghoul or the ghoul or something. And they were saying he looks really good, which yeah, he does actually. Looks pretty good. I don't know what this is. Yeah, it does. It looks, everything looks pretty high quality at least. We'll see when we ever get like a trailer or something. We'll take a look, but yeah, I think initial looks are okay, not bad. But yeah, okay, I think that's gonna do it for the news, man. Even when I have these smaller news days, I was talking to M before stream about it, and I was like, hey, they still go long because I feel like I get more relaxed. Like, I can kind of take my time with each article instead of kind of jumping through them, and then I end up taking just as much time as if I had a bunch of news stories. It's fine. Cool. That's gonna wrap it for the news today. We are going to hang out and then play some Last of Us 2 after this, but so stick around for that. I will see you on the other side. Boy news update. Boy. Sorry, I didn't have any other sounds for this. That's right. This is a quick news break here. So Monster Hunter, a Capcom game, is informing all hunters that the following Monster Hunter Rise collaboration content will no longer be available to download after January 21st of 2024. If you do not already have it, please download this free content before then to keep using it as normal. You won't be able to re-download it and that is some Sonic the Hedgehog stuff, Universal Studios Japan stuff, and then whatever the hell this is. Downloadable Palico. So, breaking news, guys. Make sure that if you're a hunter, that you grab this stuff up. Make sure you have it downloaded. If you already haven't, get into it. This is craziness. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming over and hearing this. Sorry. All right. Thank you guys so much.
Combo breaker.